Adobe Max, Adobe's annual, their own convention or trade show basically, wherein they announce all of their new software and updates and things like that, is happening right now as I speak basically. And they have officially released to the public their new program called Rush CC. It used to be called Project Rush when it was in beta, in case you saw some videos about it. This is a new video editor designed specifically for YouTubers to give you basically an easier, more streamlined workflow for things that most people need to do when producing YouTube videos. So it's still a full video editor that's available both on the desktop and on iPads or iOS, with Android versions coming later in 2019. But it has a lot more kind of automated tools and things designed to make your life easier without as much of the professional feature weight and bulk that may have gotten in your way before. So it has features like automatic mixing of your audio to keep your background music quiet enough so that you don't have to accidentally upload a video with background music too loud. That's a very common problem. They have automated titling tools, integration with Adobe Stock, which allows you to get cooler lower thirds and graphics and things like that that you can edit. There's a lot of really cool features, and I have it installing right now behind me, over there rather. There's a lot of app updates for virtually every Adobe app that I use, so I may cover more in the future. But what I also found really cool was that the projects from Rush will allow you to open them in Premiere if you need to do more advanced editing later. So you could like start on an iOS device and then pick it up on the PC, or you can start in the more simpler workflow and then decide, okay, I need to go a little bit further with this edit and pop it up in Premiere. This program is available for, I believe they have a basic plan just for Project Rush, which is a $9.99 per month subscription. It's available in most of the higher tier Creative Cloud plans. So if you have the full Creative Cloud suite like I do, then you can already go ahead and download it. And then there's going to be a starter plan, which is basically a free demo wherein you can create as many projects as you want on iOS or desktop, but then you can only render out or export out the a final product from 3 of them, which kind of limits you, but then still allows you to learn it as you go and then maybe pay for it once you're ready to actually use it for real work. So let's flip on over to the desktop. I keep pointing the wrong way and check it out. All right, as you can see here, Adobe Premiere Rush CC shows up in your normal program list below Premiere Pro, just like normal Adobe programs. So you can go ahead and open it up after you've installed it. I'm not certain on the install size, but since everyone's pounding their servers at the moment as a result of Adobe Max's announcements, things are going very slowly. So I actually still have other stuff updating in the background, but we're gonna go ahead and check out Premiere Rush CC. It's got its own splash screen, and it's part of, I guess, the Premiere family, but it's gonna be its own thing. Now keep in mind, this is just a first looks video. I am going in as blind as you are, just cut up nicely to be informative where possible, but I'm really excited to check this out. I've never actually tried this out. I signed up for the beta for it when it was released, but I did not get in, so I'm excited to check it out. Hey Adam, welcome to Premiere Rush, the new way to create and share online videos anywhere. Create your first video with this 1-minute guided tutorial. Well, what do you need me for? They provide you a tutorial. Okay. I was going to cut this out, but I'm actually going to walk through this. I do feel like it's useful. So type in a name for your project. We're going to call this test. Next. Select media that you want to import. So they give you sample media here to work with. And their example here is basically a vlog. So we're going to select this one, this one, this one, and this one. Add media to sequence. So we hit create. Preparing media. Again, a big focus of this whole program is to provide a kind of more streamlined, automated solution to creating your videos to theoretically save you time and prevent mistakes, I guess, by having it kind of handle everything for you. We'll see what it actually does with these files, because this is taking a minute here. There we go. So it has added our video files to the timeline and has music in the background. So hit play.
Guess what we're gonna go do again?
So today is day 1 in El Nido, and this is one of the places when you put in Philippines in Google or in YouTube.
That music's a little loud, so I don't know if the automated music mixing has happened yet. I'm going to assume it hasn't. Split a clip. Move the playhead blue vertical line to a clip you'd like to split in 2. All right, we'll split that one. Click scissors. It splits it. Sometimes it's better to have short clips to break up long ones, so you can reorder your clips, kind of like a magnetic timeline kind of dealio. All right. Drag one of the orange edges to shorten. Yep. Select the video clip in the timeline to continue. Then you can go to further editing tools. So you have some built-in color presets. So basically some built-in LUTs. You got cinematic, film, Kodak, Fuji, bleached out look, black and white, nighttime cool colors. That's kind of cool. So you have some automated ones. You can make your presets and store them down here. You have an intensity slider. So this is very much like the automated tools provided in Adobe Lightroom CC, the little mobile version. You can kind of get some presets going, and then you can actually edit the presets and change all of the color controls here on your own, and even add a little bit of vignette going on there. All right, so that's color tools. Over here, we also have transitions. So if you want to add transitions to clips, you can do that there. It apparently wants me to go back to the color tab. There's very few transitions here. All right, I'm going to click this. We already used a preset, and you can toggle them on and off here so you can see what it looks like with it on and off. Very cinematic. You know how I feel about cinematic stuff already at this point, I hope. Adjust exposure. We're just going to make this look really stupid. All right. Down here, you have audio controls. Okay, yes, I think their tutorial is broken. It keeps wanting me to go back to color, but I've already done everything I can do in color. Like I don't know what it expects. Yes, I clicked the Adobe. Come on. All right, well, we're going to miss the rest of the tutorial because it's not going to let me. Yeah, color. It's not popping anything else up. So here begins the EposVox tutorial. Continue to. Yep. In tutorial. All right. So you have some audio controls over here as well. You have your basic clip volume for that specific clip. As you can see, there's a little bit of audio waveform action going on here. This editor doesn't have formal tracks like Premiere Pro does. Instead, it's kind of free-floating stuff, much like the Final Cut Pro editing suite, which is very interesting that they're wanting to do that. You can click down here to expand your audio so you can see the audio of the actual video clip itself. And you can do that per clip. No, okay. So this one only has audio. These do not have audio. You can just expand that track basically. And you can see it kind of detects that it is a person speaking. Now you can view full track controls, just like in Premiere Pro with the 3 dots down here. So you can lock your track, you can mute it, and you can hide or unhide it. And then you can actually duplicate clips or delete clips with tools down here as well. Most people might actually want to avoid the tracks. I prefer it. I'm a control freak. I want to know exactly what's going on. For some people, it might be easier not to have it. Now back over here in audio controls, you can change what type of audio each clip is. So you can choose this one to be voice, music, or other. So I'm going to say it's voice. This one, it's set to music. And it has auto volume. But what you can do is turn on auto duck, which will reduce it specifically while someone is talking. So now let's listen to it.
Good morning, Philippines.
Guess what we're gonna go do again?
And you can see in the actual waveform here, if I click on this, you can see the little downward slope where it just, while they are talking, while that that clip that's identified as a voice clip is going, the music drops. And then it goes back up when you don't have any more voice, which is really handy. I covered this back when it was added to Premiere Pro. It's a super handy feature. You have transform tools. So if you want this clip, you want to change its position a little bit, change the rotation a bit, and then you'll have to scale it in and out. You can do all of that here. You have more advanced ones for cropping, for opacity, edge feathering, all of that. So for example, if we scale it down and then change the edge feather, we can get a nice little like blurred in edge of that if so desired. Now again, up here you have 3 preset transitions and that's it. A little disappointing. I do hope the transition packs that I use might update for including this at some point. I use a couple third-party transition packs, but at the moment there's only 3. At the same time, most YouTubers probably aren't using anything more than cuts, and that's fine. You can edit the duration of your transitions as well. And then they have the text tool. Interesting note, the text tool in both Premiere Pro and apparently Premiere Rush both freeze up whenever I select them. That indicates to me probably an issue with how many fonts I have installed, because I probably have like 3,000 to 5,000 fonts because I am a moron, don't do that. But the fact that it's consistent between both programs indicates to me what that problem is. All right, so by default, you have a lot of built-in templates that may actually help you out a lot. You've got title and subtitles, you've got call out bottom left, call out top left. So if we drag this on, bring attention to something, you know, those kinds of things. We've got, these are actually some really nice ones. Like most people may wind up never needing more than this. And you can see it has a really cool wipe in. Like I may use this as like an intermediate editor just because some of these titles are really sick. I was looking at them earlier. They are pretty nice. And you even got like really stupid bars to like be like, sign up now, buy this as seen on TV, grab the viewer. But not only do you have these styles that are built in, and then it actually imports your libraries. Adobe Photoshop and Adobe, with the Creative Cloud subscription, you can now sort assets into libraries, which allow you to create like groups of different packs of templates and things like that. And so you can actually include, these are a bunch of random like template packs I've downloaded from other YouTubers in Photoshop, and they show up here, which is pretty cool. You can edit the style, so you can change the fonts, you can change the font sizes, everything about the text, add shadows, blurs, shapes. You can come back here. So it has each element. So grab the viewer with this title, the shape of the box itself, the fill, the outline, the drop shadow, and the bottom shape, fill, out shadow. So you can do a whole lot with that, make your own, or it has integration for Adobe Stock, which has a lot of other third-party stuff, some of which will cost money, of course, that's the point, but you have access to everything you could possibly need pretty much at your fingertips right here. There was no reason to necessarily believe it wouldn't, but for those of you who were concerned, the side scroll wheel on the Logitech MX Master, I have the 2S variant here, does work in this program. Now up here in the top right, you do have an undo and redo button, just in case you needed that. As far as the overall layout goes, it should be fairly self-explanatory. That's kind of the goal that Adobe wants here. So you have your timeline at the bottom, effects panels at the right, your preview player here, you can skip forward or go backwards by 1 frame, or using the right arrow keys, play pause, and go to next edit points, which would be cuts or different things like that. Like if I hit next, start of that template, end of that template, cut, start of template, cut, end of template, cut. You can full screen the video preview. You can loop playback so it keeps playing as you watch it in case you need to do it. You can adjust preview quality, so by default it's set to medium to perform a little bit better. You can actually change the orientation of your sequence. So if you want it in portrait mode, you can edit your Instagram stories, just like this, with one button. You have it set up, or square videos for Twitter or Instagram as well, and it automatically crops everything for that. So for example, let's say I was editing this vlog. Obviously, the clips of them talking is not going to be perfectly cropped. You can go in and edit that as is. But let's say I edited this, and I want it to be a nice square video for Instagram. It's already ready to go here. Now, I did want to add real quick before we get to that part. Up here at the top left, I didn't cover. This is your project assets folder. This works very similar to how Premiere Elements works. And I find it kind of funny that they're introducing this app with Premiere Elements already being a thing, because it's kind of a fusion between Lightroom CC, how that approach differs from the classic Lightroom, and Photoshop and Premiere Elements versus Premiere Pro. It's kind of weird. And then that plus button is how you import video. But then you go up here to share, and you can now choose what you're using, or how you're rendering your video. So by default, you can just tell it to render to an MP4 locally. You're good to go. Export down here and tell it to render. Or you have advanced settings in terms of resolution, frame rate, audio channels, quality, high, medium, low. There's presets, so there's Facebook 720p, 1080p, 4K, YouTube 720p, 1080p, 4K, or it will do automatic based on what you have selected. And since automatic is selected and we're doing 1080p, it is 1080 by 1080 for that square resolution. Alternatively, and notice you can set up multiple destinations at once. So I can set it to go to everything, Behance, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and local all at once, which is pretty cool. In most cases, you won't want to do that. But for example, if you do want to send it to YouTube and save it locally so you have a copy of the file, you can do that, which is pretty handy. With YouTube, you can sign into your YouTube account and it will publish directly to the channel. Handy feature for some people. I know some people prefer that about Final Cut. Same thing with Facebook. And you can't publish normal feed posts to Instagram from the computer, be it photos or videos. You can only publish Instagram TV videos. But what it can do is if you have the app on your phone, it can publish it there. So we're actually going to tweak with that for a second. I'm going to tell it to push to Instagram. We're going to tell it to export. And now it's rendering the file. And for those curious, I'll pull up Task Manager here. I'm on an Intel Core i9 processor. It's using up all 36 threads, or at least it was for the brief render there. Rendering again. And it is using up a little bit of my GPU, although most of the video encode would be OBS, but that 3D use would have been for the video. Now it's ready to go. Click done. Now for publish, oh, it just takes you back to here. Right, because you can't publish to Instagram. So basically it just gives you the video file for you to take up to Instagram yourself. So I'll come down here, yeah. Sequence 01 and sequence 01 Instagram. Now they're going to be the exact same thing since I told them to render the same settings, but you have them available here. Your render is ready to go. Now, the way that I usually publish to Instagram from my phone or from my computer is to sync it to Dropbox, and then under the Dropbox app, you can go to export and send it to your Instagram feed. It's the easiest way I've found to do that. I do have a full tutorial on that option in the description down below, but with the other options, you can actually just upload straight to the platform, which is kind of cool. Actually, I do want to test this real quick. I'm going to turn off local. I'm going to turn on YouTube, get signed in here, and I just want to show you what the publish options are. Okay, minor annoyance. I don't know what's happening, but if you type in your sign-in information and hit enter instead of clicking next, it just keeps closing the box. I've done this like 5 times now. I keep thinking it's crashing. Okay, so I have signed in on my side personal experimental YouTube channel. When you upload a video, you can actually choose the playlist that it goes in, which is really cool. You can give it title, descriptions, tags. It will not load the upload default description. I'm pretty sure it won't. You can choose privacy, Adobe Rush Test. I'm just going to copy that into all 3 fields. That's not good SEO, but whatever. You can choose a thumbnail right now, so you can choose the set current frame or upload a thumbnail from your computer. Pretty cool. I'm just going to pick a random file out of my downloads, I guess. So you can choose the thumbnail you have already made. You can choose whether to schedule the upload to go public. You can choose whether you want to keep a copy of the file, so it will automatically just save the rendered file. So if you're choosing local and a destination, you can choose to save a local. Actually, I'll do that here. So keep a copy of the file keeps whatever they render for YouTube, which you can adjust here in the advanced settings. It will keep whatever YouTube compression that they choose. So if you just want that file, you check keep copy of file. You would use local if you wanted to make it a more high-end file. So if I want to choose like a 4K preset and a much higher bitrate here, then I can do that, keep the higher bitrate file just to have on hand in case I need to compress it later for other platforms, and then upload it to YouTube. So you have quite a bit of flexibility in your options. Then you tell it to export, it's going to render the file, which will go very quickly because it's very short in 1080p and I'm on a beast of a computer. And then it's going to publish to YouTube. When you're ready to click publish, you can actually preview it here. You have a preview player to make sure you're doing it right and that your video's fine. Please, please, please watch your videos before you publish them. Saves everyone trouble. Or you can remove it from the to be published list if you have like multiple destinations going and hit publish and it's going to upload the file. We can wait for that here. And it's done. And it's published. So now it will be available and you can view it with the link. Now, YouTube processing is still a factor here, so it isn't ready yet. It hasn't begun processing, so it won't actually let you play it yet. You have to keep that in mind. It takes it a couple minutes after you've uploaded it to have a basic 360p copy that you can play back, and then a little while later to have HD copies, but you get the idea. All in all, this is pretty cool software. Again, I feel a little concerned that this exists alongside Premiere Elements instead of putting the effort in to make Premiere Elements this, because it was already pretty close to this. So I'm confused as to where Premiere Elements will go from here, but I do like that they are making more content creator tools, because so many content creators, whenever you mention high-end production software, they're like, there's no way I can pay for that, or people pirate poor choices like Vegas Pro and older versions of software and yada yada.
having an affordable option designed for the purpose that they're doing is going to make so many people's lives easier. And I'm going to be a huge advocate of the software, despite the fact that I may not use it a ton myself, although for quick vlogs or things like that, I may actually find up using it more because of the automated stuff. That audio mixing is powered by Adobe Sensei, automatic artificial intelligence stuff. And if I get my wife editing our vlogs again or something, she'll probably have a much easier time for this. But I'm going to be a huge advocate of this because of how purpose-built and easy to use it is. So I'm pretty stoked on this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
I hope you enjoyed this little preview, first look into Adobe's Rush CC video editing program. If you want to see a more formal set of tutorials for the program, do let me know in the comments section down below, and by hitting that like button. And I may cover some of the other Adobe updates released in Adobe Max as I can. I wasn't exactly prepared for this launch to happen right now, so I wasn't exactly ready to crank out the tutorials, but I will have more content on these coming soon because I do believe that editing programs and the like that are more accessible for YouTube and content creators are always a good thing. So I will have a full formal link to Adobe's blog posts and update posts about what's going on with this program in the description down below. Check that out. Hit the like button, subscribe for more tech education. I'm EposVox. I'll see you next time.